Men think they understand and know everything. But what is this understanding of theirs when they still lack the power of fine reasoning? By correct reasoning, the bondage of the mind is got asunder then and there. Men consider sexual instinct as bad in its gross manifestation. Decrying it in this way is not going deep enough, for they still enjoy the inclination inwardly. As long as this state of mind continues, sexual impulse will not be checked. To understand that there is no real pleasure in it is the correct understanding. As long as it is thought that an object is pleasurable, it cannot be given up. When sense objects are regarded as dangerous and distasteful, like snakes and poison, none will feel sorry to give them up. When it is understood by correct reasoning that far from being pleasurable, the sense objects cover real bliss and peace, then they will be regarded as poison and it will be an easy affair to give them up. Anticipation of the fulfillment of desire does not allow man any rest. It seduces man by promising pleasure, but cannot give it. Happiness cannot be had unless anticipation of the fulfillment of desire is given up. Renunciation of hope alone can lead to peace. The more one gives up anticipation, the more one's mind becomes relieved from bondage. What an error of reasoning! I takes credit for good actions and throws the blame on you for wrong actions. Or in other words, when a sin is committed, God is made responsible as the doer. But when a good act is performed, the credit is claimed by I as doer. Either say God is making you do all acts, good and bad, or say all is due to your karma. Even an iota of sincerity is good. There is no double dealing in sincerity. Many a man says, I had a mind to take to religion, but could not do so because of such and such a person. If there is a thirst for truth, this kind of self-deception cannot occur. If the real thirst for truth grows, no one can throw obstacles in the way. The fact is that sincerity of purpose is totally absent. Otherwise, would a man take poison to comply with the request of another? In childhood, how eager men are to get dolls, but when they grow, they lose this eagerness. When the eye of knowledge opens, the sense objects of samsara are looked upon as silly dolls. The mind gets no peace from them. This samsara is a place for fun and jokes, but there is no permanent happiness in it. The more one gives up, the more one gets. When all is given up, all is achieved. Jiva comes and goes divested of everything except virtues and vices. At death, a man does not take with him anything gross, but his mental predilections go with him. In the mind, the seeds of the desire for sense objects remain, impelled by the idea of duty. What beastly and mean actions are done by man. In reality, man performs actions according to the inclination of his own mind, and in this pretends to be doing his duty. On account of attachment, this deceit is practiced, and from attachment springs this sense of duty. Will is at the root of everything, be it a virtuous or a vicious deed. Will is at the root. That you want to know the truth is your will, and that you are occupied with unreal things is also your will. Where there is a will, there is a way. A jiva can be Shiva by will. If one is earnest about the attachment of truth, one is not afraid of misery and hardship, and no impediment is felt. The thought of death brings about renunciation. For an aspirant, the thought of death is a means of advancement. It is said that hate, shame, fear, esteem, and nobility are to be given up. A lunatic has none of these, but is he a sadhu for all that? The meaning of the saying is this, that while following the religious path, an aspirant should be indifferent and feel no shame at what others say, be afraid of no one, and be indifferent to esteem and social position. Always ponder over the transitoriness of the world. This will cut asunder Maya and ignorance.